Welcome to this week's BTS Gems. We are extracting this gem from my discussion with Dr. Schupper about suicide prevention awareness. Today, we are looking at how to help someone at risk of suicide.
I think the number one thing is that we really have to care about other people. I mean, I think we have to be empathic. We have to see when we think that someone is in distress. I think we need to consider whether or not we want to take that step and reach out to them. And so the number one thing that a lot of people said, because when I looked through the literature about this, a lot of people just said all they wanted was for someone to listen to them and not judge them. And so I think the major thing is that if you ask somebody how they're doing, to really care about the answer. How many times does someone say, I'm fine? And you have no idea how they really are. You know that that's just a saying. They're just saying they're fine, they're okay. But it takes, you then following up with the next step and saying, well, what does that really mean? Because, a lot of times someone says, I'm fine, and you can tell there's no feeling behind that. So if you truly care, then the number one thing you can do is really ask and say, are you sure? Because that really doesn't sound like it. And, I'm happy to listen. I think that's what's really important, listening without judging.
That is profound, and it's easy for all of us to do. And I'm going to share that. I remember many years ago, a co-worker of mine, and this wasn't somebody who I was close to. She had recently enough joined the company. And I remember I was going through the door one evening. Her desk was closer to the door. And I'm passing and I said, you okay? There was just something about her. I said, you okay? And usually, as you say, we say that and we just keep walking. In many instances, we don't even wait to hear yes or no, or we say, how are you? And we don't wait for a response. It's like we automatically expect the person to say, I'm good, I'm fine, I'm okay. So it's like saying good morning, and you keep walking. So I said, are you okay? And the look on her face made me stop. And she seemed surprised that I stopped because she looked really stressed. And we had a conversation about that with her explaining a problem that she had. And what I did was then took the time to try and help her figure out, okay, I'm going to do this in the morning to assist you with X, Y, and Z. And I know it made a major difference to her. And so as you pointed out, we need to care. It's about taking the time. It's about when you see that somebody looks like things aren't so okay with them, like they're off, to pause and really ask the question and pause to hear the response. Care about what that response is going to be, and so that's a great way to deal with persons, whether you know them well or not. So that's one way of dealing with acquaintances and people who we don't know well.
Thanks for joining us for another episode of BTS Gems. See you next week.